I'm going to bring up, I'm sorry, all of a sudden I forgot. I'm going to bring up someone whose stories are always, yes, thank you. Now I remember just as I said it. So I'm going to bring up somebody whose stories are provocative, interesting, unusual, as is the man, and always, though, a solid storyteller, Mr. Paul Candice.
Okay, everyone. It says here just to say it. Come out and say it. Okay. I have a full-time job. It's been over 20 years since I've worked full-time. I did craft service for 12 years, but those are crazy 16-hour days, and you got a week off here and there, so it's not quite the same. You know, and I lost a job in July working at Nielsen doing movie surveys, and I didn't get a resume out for 7 months. I sat with a lot of faith, and I had so much faith and metaphysical science in my head, I didn't lift a finger. Nothing happened. Faith without works affords us nothing. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that. I didn't coin it, I didn't make it up, but it's an old saying. So what got me off my ass, what really got me to move, was a story I told over and over again about going into Starbucks. I'm perfect for Starbucks. You know, I clean up nice, I'm good with people, I've worked with food before. I'll go in there, fill an application, I'll start tomorrow. It's really simple. You know what she said? You have to apply on the internet. Ooh, the internet. Ooh, and I don't have that internet gene, you know. It's not an age thing, clearly not an age thing. 60, 70-year-olds, you see them popping around on the internet. I don't Google anything. If I don't know it, I don't need to know it, all right? I'll find out somehow if God willing I need it. I don't need all that information floating around. I don't surf the net. I don't surf, you know, the ocean. I don't surf. I'm not a friggin' surfer, ladies and gentlemen. So finally, I got tired of that story. And someone said, Paul, God is in the internet. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm alone in my apartment doing this job search. And all of a sudden, when I made it a spiritual process, sending out 20 resumes, I got called, you know. So this guy, it was a telemarketing job, you know, and the guy looks at me and says, can you start tomorrow? And I was so flattered, because he just looked at me and knew I was right for the job, you know, he just could feel my energy. I was so, you know, and then like a couple of days later, I said, what is wrong with me? I don't really get out enough, you know, I really don't, because this is telemarketing and you don't really need college education to do it. You need, well anyway, and who is a telemarketer? What kind of people are telemarketers? What kind of people go to lunch and never come back? The people in Copper Foundation, yeah, those people who are retrofitting homes. The woman next to me went to lunch. Who goes to the restroom in the afternoon with the restroom key? Never comes back. These are our telemarketers for you, ladies and gentlemen, that I worked with. And who tells your boss, look, I make more money getting unemployment than you pay me? And she never came back. So, suffice it to say, I realized, because of the grind, why people want to shoot people on the freeway on the way home. I got it, you know? I was just angry because of the hours and the unks and just all that stuff. It was crazy, you know? And what about the shows I tape day in and day out for years? How was I going to watch, you know, Regis and Kelly, and then The View, and then Oprah and all 3 hours? You know, I don't know if you believe in fate or, you know, the universe, but the week before I started this job, my VCR started taping things in a weird way. I don't know what happened, if there was a ghost in the machine, but the morning shows came in without sound, and Oprah came in Spanish. How in the fuck does she come in Spanish? You know, and it was the day after the Oscars, and then everybody speaking in Spanish, and I still can't wrap my head around that. You know, what was that about? To this day, it still works that way. So I had to cold turkey stop watching too much crappy TV. I didn't get to hear what Whoopi said about, you know, the guy that was winning, you know, the winning guy. I would have loved to hear what Whoopi said about that, but I wasn't able to. So I still lived through it. And you know, plus, so I'm working full time. I'm doing the Clutter Doctor. I have cards with me. Still doing the Clutter Doctor on the weekend. I'm an apartment manager, which is the most interesting thing. For a month, nobody missed me. My bosses didn't miss me. I'm working a full-time job, and I'm texting like there's no tomorrow under my desk. And they never caught me texting, not once. So I did that very good. And on Sunday nights, for many months, I do a show at Los Angeles Connection Comedy Theater doing improv. I was still doing that show on Sunday nights. So I was busy, very busy. And you know what? I was going to tell this story 3 weeks ago. I was sick. I had a bad cold. I had a hangnail. One guy wanted me to declutter one night of the week. It had to be this night. And Beverly said, maybe someday you'll get paid for telling stories. So it was a very sweet message. I saved it on my phone. So what happened this Monday was I was let go because I had no sales. I didn't have any sales, like one sale in a month, and they had to let me go. So now I didn't know what to do. I was at odds about, well, you have a story telling how you have this job that you no longer have, you know? And it's okay, I'm pounding the pavement, but I want to leave you with this. My favorite sarcastic remark from one of our people that we were calling. Very simply, how are you doing? I'm on the national do not call list. That's how I'm doing. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I went on the internet to look for a job and accidentally ended up ordering a film from Netflix. That's how creepy the internet. What are you doing up here already?